Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. We're just going to wait a minute or so here and let a couple of more people join. Please let us know where you're tuning in from this evening. I am based in Scotland, in the UK. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning here, so bear with me if I'm a little bit slow. But we're just over the moon to have you join us at our very first miner show and tell for Filecoin. Okay. Think that's everyone. Great, brilliant. Okay, let's get started. So like I said, thank you so much for joining us for the first ever Filecoin Miner Show and Tell. You're all here because you're part of a team that's mining Filecoin in Space Race, our incentivized testnet competition. By doing so, you're creating the building blocks for a strong, resilient, and secure network. Tonight's event isn't the only one that we'll be running throughout Space Race. We're running a series of events, and you can find out more on spacerace.filecoin.io. We've got AMAs, we've got workshops with engineers from Filecoin, we've got the Miner Show and Tells, and we've got a weekly Space Race report where you can get up to speed on all of the action that's taken place throughout the week. A reminder that to be eligible for rewards during Space Race, you must register your miner on spacerace.filecoin.io. This applies to all miners, including those who have already started mining. So please make sure you register your miner so that you can be eligible for those rewards. Okay, we have a great lineup of speakers for you today. Let's get started. Our first speaker is Neo G. Neo is the founder of IPFSMAIN. Over to you, Neo.
Okay, let me share the screen. The number one. It's looking good.
Looks great.
Perfect, perfect. Hello, everyone. My name is Neo G. I co-founded IPFSMAIN back in 2018, and we are the service provider inside of the Filecoin ecosystem. I'm very happy to be here. Also, thank you for having us. We've been committed to the Filecoin project for almost 3 years now, and it's been such an incredible journey for all of us in IPFSMAIN. And working with the Protocol Labs team has always been such a pleasure, and it's really exciting to present today. So the presentation today basically going to go through our Filecoin mining solution, which includes mining architecture and the network topology. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about our hardware information and our team as well. I only have 10 minutes, so let's get started. So over the past 2 years, we have had multiple architecture designs for large-scale Filecoin mining. And after thousands of hours of testing, we've decided to use this Filecoin mining architecture. In this current mining solution, we are dividing major hardware into, say, 3 different parts: the storage rigs, sealing rigs, and SNARK rigs. By separating the storage and computational part, this architecture gives us really good scalability and improves the hardware utilization efficiency on a tremendous scale. So in this design, we want storage rigs to complete POSTs on their own, at least the first step of POST to generate candidates. And at the same time, we use sealing rig cluster for seal pre-commit phase 1, aka PC1, and PC2 and C1, and SNARK rig cluster for C2 and window POST. We modified and rewrote part of the code and made some redundancy changes to improve the POST success rate. And by doing all that with this mining architecture, we've significantly improved the mining efficiency, especially for P1 and C2. For example, we could manage to finish C2 under, say, 10 minutes. And there is still a lot of improvements we could do in the next few weeks. And in the network topology, we are using 2 different ISPs for each WAN to increase the redundancy. The communication core switch uses multiple switches with, say, 10 gig optical ports for stacking, which is mainly connected to Lotus node and the Lotus miner. The data core switch uses door switches with 10 gig optical ports for stacking, which is primarily connected to Lotus Miner, storage, seal worker, and SNARK cluster. And the storage access switches have 4 10 gig optical ports plus 24 gig electrical ports, door switch stacking, of course. The 10 gig optical ports are connected to data aggregation switches, and gig electrical ports are connected to the storage. So each storage is connected to with 2 network cables, respectively, to the 2 switches. And we did the door network port binding to improve the storage network stability. I would like to highlight our O&M platform called File Manager here as part of the Filecoin mining solution. The File Manager includes CMDB, CI/CD, and lots of monitoring system and work order system. I think I have screenshots for each system. Yes, the CMDB can help us automatically discover the host, get the host hardware information, and identify host failures. The CI/CD module can help us perform fast and accurate deployment whenever there's an update. The business monitoring system provides comprehensive monitoring of the health status of the business from different perspectives of Lotus, Miner, CO, storage, SNARK, Windows POSD, and so on. Like Lotus Monitor helps us on node synchronization, and Miner Monitor helps us on order status, miner status, and sector lifecycle tracking. The seal monitor focuses on the working status of seal workers, like what is the sector ID and what stage that sector ID is currently in. It is able to identify various errors that occur during the sealing process and deal with faults automatically. It will stop receiving new tasks until the fault is repaired. The storage monitor helps us on the sector storage status. It will find storage failures actively and perform data migration in real time and make the migration history traceable as well. SNARK Monitor focuses on the working status of SNARK and the resource demand of it. Windows POSD Monitor is responsible for Windows POSD working status and all the history of all miners. And these monitors I've mentioned are all part of the business monitoring system, and business monitoring, log monitoring, and host monitoring. And yes, this is the host monitoring interface. All the monitoring systems can work together to identify and classify faults in hardware, services, and networks, and notify the corresponding staff to deal with them in time. The work order system manages the workflow, and they can track various operations and maintenance events. All faults identified through the monitoring system can automatically generate work orders and dispatch them to the corresponding person in charge. The exception handling system, it can catch all the exceptions through logs and notifies the O&M personnel to deal with it. If there are any advanced exceptions like synchronization exception, Windows POSD exception, the system will call the corresponding O&M personnel through the phone interface and ask them nicely to deal with the exception. Pretty nice, huh? Hardware information. So I believe designing a good mining solution is like building a wooden bucket. No matter how high a bucket is, the capacity of the bucket depends on the shortest plank. So Filecoin mining it's not like any other traditional computation crypto minings like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Filecoin mining is complex, especially when you are mining at a meaningful scale. If you are seeding too fast or too slow, so that other processes have to wait and stay idle, then you are probably wasting the hardware performance. So the key is to find a balance with cost-effective hardware. Apparently, cost effectiveness or cost efficiency is another metric of Filecoin mining solution, where you could get the most beefy machines regardless of cost, or find the right hardware for best cost efficiency, which also leads to best return on investment ratio. It's like running an Uber using Lamborghini versus a Honda Civic. Another thing I'd like to highlight is that we are ready for algorithm upgrade from SDR to NSE. That's actually one of the reasons why we chose current architecture and hardware designs. They are built for algorithm upgrades. I believe in order to make Filecoin a successful project is to invite everyone in the world to do the Filecoin mining. And to make it happen, we need to lower the hardware requirements so that everyone could mine at any scale. At the end of this presentation, I would like to take this opportunity to express thanks to our team for all the great effort in order to make this happen. We are 4 days into the space race, and even though we are getting attacked from time to time, our team has been, taking appropriate actions and conducting different types of defenses. I think one of our node miner ID is T01235. Right now it's ranking number 5 on the board. And we have multiple nodes running for space race. And with all these miners combined, it's safe to say that we are ranking top of the board, not only in the power category, but also in the mining efficiency. Now we are having over 80 people hardworking every day, not just for this space race, but also for the coming mainnet launch. So this is the end of my talk. Thank you so much for watching. And I think I tapped out for 30 seconds. Next, I'm gonna turn it over to the next speaker, Lee. So Angie, are you doing the transition between us?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much, Neo. You said that you got involved with Filecoin in 2013, is that right?
No, 3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years ago. Okay.
Yes, and I founded IPFSMAIN in 2018.
Ah, right. Okay. And tell me, how did you come across Filecoin? When did you kind of first hear about the project, or where did you come across it? I'm just curious.
No problem. The first time I've heard of the Filecoin project is actually in another community. It's called Filecoin. I used to be a host of Filecoin and also as a miner at Filecoin as well. So I was looking for a really, revolutionary like a cryptocurrency or blockchain project, especially in the storage field. So I guess that's just the way I am. I have a passion about blockchain, especially in the storage.
That's great. That's wonderful. Well, listen, we're delighted to have you as part of the community. It's really exciting to hear about the progress that IPFSMAIN are making on Space Race. I wish you continued good luck. Okay, so let's move on to our next. And also, if anyone wants to chat with Neo, I know that you're active in our Slack channels. So yeah, I'm sure if anyone has any follow-up questions, they can find you on there.
Definitely.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much, Neo.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to our next speaker, we have Lee White, who is team lead and co-developer from 6block. Over to you, Lee.
Okay, thank you, guys. Yeah, let me share my slides. Okay, can you see that? Okay, let me start. Yeah, I'm Lee from the 6block.com. Yeah, the 6block.com is a mining solution provider. And we start to enter the Filecoin mining from this Chinese spring this year. Yeah, so it's maybe 4 months or 5 months before. Yeah, we are very late to be a part of the Filecoin community, but when the Filecoin launched its testnet 2, and we feel that it's very interesting, and so we studied the algorithm of Filecoin, like the POIP, like the Ziggy SNARK part. Yeah, because we are so familiar with algorithm, especially the blockchain algorithm, so we think we can do something really good in the Filecoin mining. So we decided to enter the Filecoin mining area in this Chinese Spring Festival. Okay. Yeah, the 6block.com, it's a project, it's an enterprise, which is focusing on the unicorn projects in the blockchain area, providing solutions for cryptocurrency mining, including high efficiency mining, programs, mining pools, hardware, cloud mining, and wallets. Yeah, this sentence is written by me. Yeah, I think our team, we should focusing on something really good. We call it a unicorn project. That is, I mean, the projects, there are too many projects in the blockchain area, and some of them are just a scam, but some of them that contains high technology. That I think we should focusing on those projects which have, which is good in the technology part and as well as the economic part. So that's our aiming of the 6block. As you know, 6block also means the Bitcoin. You know, the transaction on the Bitcoin will be confirmed after 6 blocks. So that's why we decided to use the hostname 6block. Okay. Next, I will show our solution for the Filecoin mining for the space race. Yeah, we have 2 types of workers and independent storage. The first type is F3. The F3 worker is more efficient for small-scale deployment. It's based on the AMD 3960X CPU. As you know, this CPU is for home usage, so it only can support 256 gigabyte RAM. And the GPU we used for it is 2080 Ti. As it's widely used in mining area, and the SSD we use is 8 terabyte. So you can see that the F3 worker is much more cheaper than the AMD than the F7 worker. The F7 worker is more expensive. It's based on the AMD 7542, which is for enterprise usage. And we also use the GPU 2080 Ti, and the RAM is 1 terabyte, and the SSD is 16 TB. So you can see that the price of the F7 worker is much more higher, but it's more efficient for large-scale deployment. So since we are a mining solution provider, so our customers will buy these machines from us, and we make everything public. The hardware, the details of the hardware are public. So this hardware, the hardware specification is shown on our website 6block.com, so everyone can see it. And the storage we use is simply some Intel servers. It's based on Intel E5, and the RAM is very low. It's 16 gigabytes, and we have a lot of storage. A lot of HDDs in the servers. It's based on 14 TB, and there are 24 or 36 HDDs on that servers. So you can see that the storage is only for the storage server is only for storage. They do not have any ability to use for computing. Yeah, that's our hardware solutions. And when we enter this area, we find that the hardware of our providers, of other service providers, is not transparent. It's not public. So we make everything public. And as I know, there are many miners, many guys who just use the hardware we choose, especially the AMD 3960X. I think it's very efficient. Okay, so we can you can see that we use some public widely used hardware in our mining pool, and now I can show you guys our network. Yeah, you can see that it's very different from the IPFSMAIN. We choose to build our mining pool. Our machines are divided into many small clusters. For each cluster, it only contains maybe less than 100 machines. Yeah, it contains one master node. There is Lotus and the miner, and the worker is linked to the miner through a hub, and the storage is also use a hub to link to the miner. Yeah, for each cluster, we only have 4 hubs. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 hubs, and 2 of them are computing machines, and 2 of them are storing machines. So for each cluster of us, it only contains maybe 100 machines. It's very little. And the result is we have many miner IDs on the miner list. Yeah, here I can show you our miner accounts. Yeah, we haven't made it public before. This is our miner accounts for the space race. We haven't made it public before because, as you know, there are many attacks on the space race network. And you can see that this there are, I can show you there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, maybe 14 miner accounts. And each of them will have maybe 200 or more than 100 TB storage power. Yeah, so another reason is that the customers of us would like to have their own clusters and their own miner accounts. So we would like to separate our machines into different clusters, and they are making different accounts. Yeah, so you cannot see our accounts on the top 10 of the miner list, but they are from the top 20. They are in the top 20. Yeah, so we have so much clusters and miner accounts. Yeah, and we have a problem that how we name these clusters. There are too many. We cannot distinguish them. So we have a problem that how we name them. Yeah, we want to name it after English characters, but I think the English characters is too few. It only have 26 characters. So then I'm watching a TV series, which is Breaking Bad. There are many chemistry inside, so I decided to use chemical elements to name our clusters. So you can see that our clusters have each cluster is represented by element in the chemistry, like H, He, Li. Yeah, and we name those clusters of 3960 for the elements that is more active, like Li, like Be, and for the clusters built of the AMD 7 series, we use the elements that is more inactive. Yeah, so that's our miner accounts. Yeah, we haven't shown all of the accounts now. There are 3 servers because the screen is that big, and I cannot show all of them. Maybe we can show it tomorrow. We will register on the website, and then you can see all of our clusters. Okay. And we have do a lot of work before on the software, on the mining software. One part is we improve we do something on the engineering part. Yeah, so we rewrite the task scheduler. Yeah, you know, there are many different types of machines in the Filecoin mining. You cannot use only one single scheduler for all of the machines, because machines, their configurations are different. So we rewrite them to make it suitable for our machines. Yeah, so we rewrite the task scheduler part. And for the algorithm part, we improve the pre-committed one and the committed to. Besides, we rewrite the code of the pre-committed to using OpenCL, because as you know, nowadays the pre-committed to is written by something like not a C++, but that the language is something we are not familiar with. So we rewrite it using OpenCL. Yeah, because OpenCL is more widely used in the blockchain mining area. Yeah, that's what we do to the software. And our future plan is very simple, because we are not before the space race, we haven't do anything to the deal success rate. Yeah, before only 1 or 2 days before the space race, we focusing on the network stability and the storage stability, and we also choose to have some deal priority to the scheduler module. So we do a lot of things. We plan to do a lot of things and do more things to the deal success rate to improve our deal success rate. Besides, we also, as you know, we also develop a Filecoin blockchain explorer. It's named Firefox.info. Yeah, I think as you know, the Explorer Firefox is very widely used all over the world. And I think for the Filecoin, the name Firefox is similar to the Firefox, and it's easy to be remembered. So I register this hostname and have our and launch our Explorer on that website. I think we do a lot of work on the Explorer, and I think it's really easy to be used. Okay, here is all of our work on the space race and the Filecoin mining. Yeah, if you have any problems or any questions, you can send an email to me. My email is on the website sixfork.com. Yeah, happy to have good rankings on the space race. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lee. That was really, really interesting. I can speak for the Filecoin team when I say we're a huge fan of Filefox. It's just a really great way to visualize what's going on in the network. So thank you so much for that. I also love that you've named with chemical elements. That's so clever for your miners. And I think your presentation and Neo's presentation together goes to show that there are many different architectural approaches to mining on Filecoin. So thank you. That was really, really interesting for all of us. Okay, on to our final speaker for this evening. Next up, we have David Shin. David is the CTO for Dataline. Over to you, David.
So you can handle it. So just turning to the next page, right? Can I handle it? Oh, yeah, great. Okay, so our office are separated, located in Seoul. Firstly, it is the headquarters. It's about 10 members are here, and another office is located in Hangzhou in China, and another technical team is in the data center next to the Hangzhou office. Just can you turn next page? Okay, great. Okay, so first, the left top is our data center. Is actually today we have another Neo. This same name is first presenter. Actually, our Neo, he's a project manager. Actually, he was supposed to introduce himself and what he does with his team. Actually, his team is working very hard at the moment, because we normally we just gather top in the first page, ranking. I mean, but actually now we got some problems, and very just problem. So we are trying to solve it at the moment. So he unfortunately he didn't come out here. I'm sorry for that. So I can present, briefly in terms of technical area, but rather than that, so just I'd like to introduce, about business area and Filecoin ecosystem as well. So we are doing, globally at the moment. So yes, that's good. Thank you, Emily. Yes, we have roles, according to the place. So we just, their headquarters in Seoul, which is, the capital city in South Korea. We performing, some from end to end management, from funding to, maintaining everything. So, procuring some for the, computer devices or some R&D as well. So, but mainly we are proceeding in Hangzhou office, as well as, the Hangzhou technical team. So leading by, the Apple, she is our leader in the Hangzhou office. Another one, just Leo, Leo and David, they are leading in the the technical team. So next page, please. Thank you. So I can explain, briefly about our system architecture. So yes, Lotus is, designed as the three part of, the roles, as you know already. So miner and the worker and the storage. So actually we have, so more than 1,000 workers, as well as, storage. Actually, so we have, protocol for the storages, so which can add on, unlimited. It is staff. Staff is a great protocol at the moment. It is, improving at the moment. So that's great. Okay, can you turn next page, please? Thank you, Emily. Okay, so actually we ranked like this, initially we, it was great, but at the moment we are facing, some problems, so we try to solve it. So yeah, there are a lot of, issues because, the space race is aiming to filtering some, stress tests throughout the stress test, so I hope we all get some, benefit to our experience in the space race at the moment. So at the next page, please. Okay, yeah, this is the solution of the, Filecoin ecosystem for the next steps. Let's say Netflix is going to develop local business in South Korea. Then I got some, project to develop, step by step. So first step, they gotta develop their application. Next step is they need storage, a lot of big storage, so we can be a big candidate for them. So that's why we need to provide, some like, SDK or library, which can run or provide, great functions. Yeah, they can develop. It's easy. I mean, so they can help. The library can help the Netflix. Some. Because Netflix cannot. Yes, absolutely, they will have some problem in terms of finding some storage or building some places to support to have some services for Korean people, because it is very expensive. So, but if we have some storage, so we can make a deal with them. So some sort of that. So that's why just so we can provide some library like that. So we have to provide, peer ID, peer IP, and CID as well. Then they can have it in the session pool. So they can access, yeah, let's say I wanted to watch a movie tonight. So through, Netflix. So, Netflix can give us, quickly with the session pool, yeah, from our storage. that's why we are planning to build this solution like that. So next page, please. Thank you. So the business areas that can be like that. First of all, CDN, content delivery network partnership. Likewise, big global companies, Google as well can be candidate for us. Anyway, and localization, meaning the second one is just that we are actually dealing with the governors, the local governors. Our CEO is trying to make a deal with them. So in terms of local government are trying to find some future technology for the local people. So that's why we are trying to make a deal at the moment. So we are planning on building our data centers throughout this nation, so this country. So all big provinces we are planning on building. So that's why it is big project at the moment. And third one is just contains university and schools are just locked down at the moment because of the pandemic. So the by the COVID-19 actually. So it is unexpected, it's very situation at the moment we are facing at the moment. So now, we are preparing for the great services. If we have some environmental infrastructure like that, so university and the schools are needed. They need to prepare some online content, video, which is big files, involving big files. So that's why we can provide it. So that's a good idea, I think. Fourth, the games, some people are well known. There are a lot of game stations in South Korea. Even Koreatown in LA, I think. So sort of that. So the game station need to update every day. About more than terabyte. But same station as game stations are full of in this country. More than thousands of shops here. So that's why it is another big market, some sort of. Actually, yes, just my partner just said to me to introduce some context. So I'll finish it shortly. Okay, South Korea data line company, headquartered in South Korea. South Korea is in 2017. Currently, it has operation centers in Japan, China, and the United States, Indonesia, and Australia, the Philippines. And Vietnam, the technical team comes from core experts in financial system development, security algorithm, distributed storage, and blockchain, and some kind of that. It was actually, with the current government last year. Actually, the current government is chasing future technology to provide, for the, next industrial revolution, So now it's just the, we are just, it's just one of the labs of South Korea. Actually, already has been developing for 3 years in terms of blockchain. That's why we got the same project. We were involved in the project last year. So we have strong experience with, the developing with, the secret sharing, SHA-Morse secret sharing. Actually, at the moment, we are using, 256 bit algorithm based on 256 bit, but we just developed it based on 512 bit. So it is really a couple of that, very long address. We got that. So it is really good. Actually, we are facing some AI ages. So we need to prepare blockchain and improve this technology personally, and and globally as well. So yeah, sorry about that. Just I was poor to prepare this presentation, but Emily helped me and all steps of protocol labs very smartly and explored me so smoothly. I'm very appreciating for all your supports. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. No, that was awesome and really, really interesting as well. And yet another example of a really interesting approach to Filecoin mining. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing your expertise. Well, everyone, I'm sad to say that that's it for this evening. I want to close our session by saying a huge thank you to our wonderful presenters, Neo from IPFSMAIN, Lee from 6block, and David from Dataline, for sharing their Filecoin mining expertise and experience with us. And to all of you tuning in, thanks so much. If you'd like to present at one of our upcoming show and tells, then please use the link in the chat or apply at spacerace.filecoin.io/events. You can also catch up on all the events during Space Race by subscribing to our YouTube channel, which is linked in the chat. Join us again next week for another session of show and tells from Filecoin's top global miners. And just a reminder, there you go. I've just been saying miner so much I can't stop saying it. Just a reminder that if you haven't registered your miner yet, you need to do so ASAP. You can do that on spacerace.filecoin.io. Thanks so much again for joining us, and see you again next week.